tonight.
Somebody's going home with $1,500 in that
Possibly
middleweight.
more than that with the $500 knockout bonus. We haven't seen that yet tonight, but I'm sure these guys all want it.
Well, if anybody could do it, it's going to be these heavyweights. So we got the heavyweight bracket coming up next. We're going to have 5 fighters competing in this first round of the heavyweight bracket here.
We're actually going to have 4. So Mason Rushing was given the first round bye because we have an odd number. So we'll actually have 2 heavyweight bouts here in the first round.
I was just kind of including him in there. So we're going to have 4 fighters actually fighting, but you're going to have 5 fighters in the bracket altogether. So first round, we're going to see Ian Scott taking on Joseph Gregory. Joseph Foreman taking on Holden Fields, and then, like you mentioned earlier, Josh, Mason Rushing getting the first round bye due to there being an odd number of fighters.
Moving on along, hour and a half in, starting our heavyweight bracket here at Columbus Fairgrounds, Possum Town Throwdown.
In the Bear Scott making his way to the ring here. 22 years old, fighting out of Cleveland, Mississippi. Brown belt in Shotokan, so probably one of your more established martial artists that's competing here tonight. So that was pretty cool. He enjoys poetry and writing.
Yeah, well, you know, brown belt in Shotokan, that's a great great thing to have, but you know he's not going to be able to throw any kicks here tonight.
I think one thing that those karate style of martial arts give you is understanding distance. So I think that's one thing that you're going to see in Scott is just having a good understanding of distance.
So he's taking on Mr. Joseph Foreman. No, I'm sorry, Joseph Gregory.
Joseph Gregory, Mr. Tough Love, 28 years old, hometown guy, fighting out of Columbus, Mississippi. Video director as an occupation. He enjoys boxing and filming, loves Jesus.
And he's been training for over a year, so he's got a little experience.
Yeah, in here trying to see what he's got. So looking forward to
Mr. Tough Love versus the Bear. We got some good nicknames out here.
Yeah, pretty
Possum
cool.
Town Throwdown.
Scott taking on Gregory here. First fight of the heavyweight bracket. Both fighters look eager to get it going. So we'll see what happens here. Scott coming in 235 pounds, taking on Gregory, who's 282 pounds. 2 very big men in here about to trade shots. Mixing it up quick here.
Yeah, he's going in. The Bear is really putting him down. He put him down. His hands are down. Ian Scott. He did kind of a little show of sportsmanship. He did maybe hit him in the back of the head there. That was kind of after he was down, though. You know, he's checking on him, making sure he's good. That was a fast start for these heavyweights.
Very fast start. Talking about the Shotokan background, not really the start that I was expecting. A little bit more methodical pace by Scott, but he came forward just throwing shots.
You said this man understands distance, and it looks like he understands power because that's what he's bringing right now. He is just throwing big. Oh, puts him down
right
just as I was saying that. Puts Joseph Gregory on his back. Gregory getting up, answering the count.
Did he call that a slip? He didn't count. I think he called that a slip, but that was a clean right hand.
That was a clean right hand. Put the man down, you know. I think the ref might have missed that one. That was a heck of a right hand from Ian the Bear Scott.
I definitely thought that was a clean right hand. Maybe he waved it off because it was the end of the round. I didn't hear the bell. I was kind of caught up in the action that was going on in the ring, but the referee choosing not to count. Asking Gregory to stand out. Do something to keep Scott off of him.
Well, one thing you know about the heavyweight division is one shot can change everything, right? Right now, Ian has his foot on the gas, but Joseph is a very big man, sitting at 282 pounds. We'll see if he can pack some power here.
So touch of gloves between the 2 fighters.
Ian looks like they dumped a whole bottle of water on him.
Yeah, they need to dry that off of him.
Not sure what his cornermen were doing there.
Scott really landing that really loading up on that right hand. A good pull there by Scott to avoid a shot by Gregory. Showing some pretty good movement, some good defensive skills there. That's probably that background of Shotokan that you're seeing. Gregory trying to move forward, working that jab. A little bit of a shorter fighter. Trying to work forward with that jab. He's got to get inside and mix it up.
Trying to tie him up there a little bit, trying to tie in.
I think that's going to be Gregory's route to victory is just closing distance and trying to fight on the inside.
Reach, right? I mean, it's just simple physics. Yeah. You know, Ian has a little bit longer build where Gregory looks like maybe he's the more powerful, shorter, compact man.
Gregory's got a build like my buddy Josh Walls down there on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Always a fun guy to watch.
And Josh Walls being a fan favorite, the people's champ, right?
Absolutely.
So a lot closer around there coming into closing in the second round.
I think you've seen Scott trying to pace himself a little bit better in that second round. He came forward with a frenzy in the first. So I think he was trying to pace himself a little bit. I think you're going to see him come forward and put his foot back on the gas here in the third round. We're going to see what he can do here against Gregory.
Yeah, Gregory, you know, I tell you what, Ian the Bear Scott, he looks exhausted. He looks exhausted.
A little tired. I think
is he giving him, I guess he poked a hole
in the bottom, but I think that's why all that water.
Yeah, we had to get the cleanup crew on aisle 3 here.
Yeah. Different tactic there by the corner of In the Sky Bear.
Sometimes you got to work with what you got.
In the Bear Scott. I said In the Scott Bear. In the Bear Scott. 22 years old, fighting out of Cleveland, Mississippi. I think I got him ahead by 2. We'll see what he can do here in the third round.
I agree with you, Joe. But you know these heavyweights, like I said earlier, one shot can change. Right now, Ian Scott is definitely
really just got to get his head up. He's coming forward with his head down, and
2 big men.
You can't hit what you can't see. You can't hit what you can't see. You can't come forward with your head down.
Definitely can't.
It's hard to land your shots.
Yeah, it's hard to. You got to see. You know, also to your body. You know, will adjust to that shot that's coming. You know, when you can't see that shot, that's going to be the one to put you down.
Yeah, and it's easier said than done when you got a big guy like Ian Scott throwing haymakers at your head to keep your head up and keep your eyes on him and try to work forward and be sound defensively.
Yeah, and so far, you know, Ian has kind of done a really good job, and you know, I don't want him to take offense if he listens to this later. Kind of making it an ugly fight, right? You know, and people that are fighters kind of know what I'm saying there. You know, winning the battle with the clinch, kind of the dirty boxing, you know, which they allow here in Slugfest, and just a real gritty guy, 2 tough, gritty guys. But we close out round 3. Who you got on the scorecards?
Well, good showing by Joseph Gregory, the hometown guy here in Columbus, Mississippi. But I think you're going to see Ian Scott moving on to the second round of this heavyweight bracket.
I think I got to agree with you on that call, Joe. We'll see what the judges have to say. But, you know, Ian definitely landed the bigger shots. You know, but Joseph did a great job absorbing those shots, continuing to come forward, plod forward, and you know, he just really couldn't get going. Little 3-6 Mafia as we wait for the unanimous decision here. Mr. Ian Scott's going to be moving on to the second round of our heavyweight bracket.